Finding good people is probably one of the most challenging tasks there is, only second to keeping good people. For the sake of this conversation, we're just going to focus on finding good people. And before we go into it, I just want to describe or set a standard for what good means, because I think a lot of people don't really know what that word means. Good people own their results. They take responsibility or accountability for their own success as well as the success of the organization. Good people, they come to you with ideas and solutions, not just problems. They have good energy and they share it with everybody else around them. They naturally understand that in order for them to improve, they have to improve everybody else around them and take responsibility for their own success. Right? So now let's define positive energy, because sometimes people can think that whacked out, crazy, spastic energy is positive. That's not what I mean by positive. Positive energy means you're always looking at the gift in the situation that's occurred. Even if it's not so positive from the outside, when you look at it, you're looking for the positive in the situation. What did we learn from that mistake? Or how do we pivot based on that thing that we didn't expect? Positive people naturally are looking for ways to use the good and the bad experiences to catapult them to new levels. So now that we understand what good people with positive energy means, let's talk about how do you attract them. It starts with understanding that the leadership, or you, are literally like a magnet to the people who are around you. So whoever's on your team today, they're there because you've attracted them to you. I remember I was in Washington, D.C. I was doing a speech for roughly 12 or 13 really awesome CEOs. And I call them awesome CEOs because the products and services that their company makes is literally transforming the world for the good. Really inspiring. And I went down to talk to them about how do you provoke greatness. And right before we got started, I asked every single one of the people around the table to go ahead and introduce themselves and let me know what they would like to get out of our time together. And one of the guys, we'll call him Frank. Frank says, you know, the people on my team, he's maybe number 2 in of the people when they're introducing themselves. He says, you know, the people on my team, they don't listen to each other. So I would really appreciate your ideas, the strategies on how to get them to listen better. And then we went to the next person. Maybe 5 people later, this other gentleman was sharing his own personal challenges, and Frank cut him off. And started talking about his own issues again. Oh, excuse me, he says, I didn't mean to interrupt you. And then he continued with his interruption. Meanwhile, the rest of us are looking at him going, we now understand why the people on your team are interrupting each other, because you're set the tone for that. So whoever it is that you want to attract, you've got to be that person. If you're looking at the folks that you've currently are already attracted, ask yourself why you've attracted these people and what simple changes can you make inside of yourself or the way that you're doing business inside your organization that will cause them to shift the way that they're behaving. So if people aren't listening, maybe it's because you're not listening. I remember I was in California, this is a few years ago now, and I'd just done a speech, and the CEO of a major hotel management company comes up to me and she says, Misty, you know, 9 years ago, the people on my team, they were excited, enthusiastic. They could hardly wait to come to work, and they all worked very hard. They were new to my team. I was new to them. It was a couple of really good years. And she goes, now here we are, and they're complacent. The same people, they don't seem to care about what they're doing anymore. What do I do? And I said, well, tell me about your vision. And she said some things about shareholder value, bottom line results. I said, no. What's your vision, your greater vision? Like, what are you striving to achieve as a team? She said some more things about reaching sales quota and things like that. I said, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Paint a picture for me of what's going to be different, better in the world because of the work that your team does. She goes, oh, yeah, we did that exercise about 9 years ago. They had become complacent because she had become complacent. She already reached her vision. Check the box and reset your vision. So just remember that the people around you are an excellent mirror to help you see how you're being and what needs to shift inside of you. That is the only place of real power. If it's in them, they're complacent, their morale is low, they're not pushing as hard as they should. Turn it back and say, how can I be more enthusiastic? What is it that I'm committed to? What is it that I'm passionate about? Am I sharing my passion? Do I know about the people on my team? A lot of leaders especially want their team to be motivated, but forget to look at what's motivating that person. We just want to push them and really manipulate them into being motivated, but that doesn't work. If you want it to be sustainable so you don't have to keep using all of your energy, if you want it to be sustainable, then look for what it is that's motivating them and find a way to match up what your organization is doing and what's really important to them. And suddenly, you won't have to push so hard. They'll start to perform because it matters to them, not just to you and your organization, but there's a mix-up. And what's really great about attracting good people with positive energy is that the more you attract them, the more they attract more just like them. So begin with asking yourself some of the most simple, basic questions. What is it that I care about? Have I articulated the vision for my team? Have I set a standard of excellence in the areas that really matter for the success of my team? Have I demonstrated my loyalty to this team, to this company, and to the success of the customers that we serve? If you can start by asking yourself how you're being, you'll be able to easily shift what you're doing to get even better results out of them. Rock on. Peace out.